I love it. Pull up a chair, my wonderful friends, because it is time to tell a story about my Nintendo Live experience and indeed the greater PAX experience as a whole. Brief setup. I want to go to PAX. I want to go to PAX for a lot of reasons. One, PAX is just a cool thing to go to. Two, all my friends go to PAX. A bunch of YouTubers and cool people go to PAX. I want to see them. I want to meet them. I want to hang out with them. Three, Gerard the Completionist and Cat Icarus doing their live show that Friday. I really want to see it. And four, of course, Nintendo Live. Basically like a little Nintendo con. Of course I want to go to that. So I really want to go, but my neck, it's still screwed up. It's hard to be upright for long periods of time. I don't even know if I can manage the car ride there. It's like 9 hours, but I finally reached a point where I'm feeling like I'm getting better, a little bit better every day. It took a long time to get to that point. Finally happening though, so I decide to take the risk. I put my stuff in the car, I jump in the car, and I go. And I am really glad that I did because it worked out great. Neck was fine. I just literally just brought a pillow in my backpack and just just found a spot to just lie down every once in a while, rest my neck. So it was good. So I got to go. And you probably came here for the whole Nintendo Live part, so we'll talk about that first. So I really did want to go, and I expected that I would probably be going to PAX. But of course, Nintendo, the way, most things, conventions, whatever, events, they have tickets. And you are like, I want to buy a ticket. And they're like, okay, here you go. Or, sorry, we're out. Oh, no thanks. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's too bad. And then if you have a ticket, you go there and you show it to them and you get in. Not Nintendo. They did that whole lottery thing. I missed my chance. I was busy editing Nintendo Direct videos. Didn't realize I missed the lottery to get offered a chance to go. Yo Schiller, my buddy Yo Schiller. He's an awesome guy. Hung out with him many times at cons and stuff. He's edited a lot of my videos. He got me in as his +1 because he's a beautiful, wonderful man. So he got me in. So Nintendo Live. I don't know if you've ever been to PAX before. Sometimes they move things around, and this time Nintendo Live itself was on one of the big main floors that is usually for PAX. But this time the whole thing was just for them, and PAX was kind of across the street. It was the whole thing. It's complicated. Doesn't matter. Basically, Nintendo Live was one really big convention floor. Like, it was essentially the Nintendo booth. If you have been to PAX or E3 or a similar event, they'll have like the Nintendo booth. It was that, but huge. It was basically just that, but it filled up the entire place, which, I mean, definitely surreal. I've never been to a place that, I haven't been to Nintendo Land yet or whatever. It's just that it's Nintendo World, where it's just Nintendo all around you all the time. It's usually such a smaller selection of Nintendo, but no, you're just in there. You're like, this is Nintendo place here. Kind of surreal and really cool. I would say there were two primary attractions, two main things to see and engage with at Nintendo Live. The first was demo stations. They had them all over the place. Obviously, there was Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I played that. I just put out a whole impressions video about that. If you want that whole story, go do that. But yeah, they had like a huge corner of the room is Mario Wonder, loads of kiosks, so lots of people got to play it. It was really cool. But then they had demos for just all sorts of different Switch games all over the place. And obviously, most of these are games that are out already and we have played already and all that. So, not terribly exciting. At the same time, though, people were playing them. Like, every single place was full of people playing the games at all times. So, obviously, there was a point to having those games. People were enjoying it. People were maybe playing them for the first time. I don't really know, but, people were playing. So, that's cool. There was even, one little area kind of near the front when you walk in where they would be playing a bunch of different, multiplayer games. It would cycle, and they would do, this big kind of audience participation thing. They try to get kids a bunch of people were playing Everybody Want to Switch on their phones and stuff, and then they had a bunch of kids playing the mini games in Pokemon Stadium on Nintendo Switch Online, which was really cool. So like, I don't know, it was kind of fun. It wasn't just like throwing out some demos and whatever. It was very interactive, this little place in particular. It was like always something different whenever you walk by, always trying to get people in to be a part of it. So I don't know, that was kind of fun. And all the staff, they were really cool. No matter what you were playing, no matter what kind of demo, they were always there to just like help you out and introduce you to the game and even like take feedback and stuff. In the case of Mario Wonder, they were genuinely asking for feedback on it. So that was really cool. All the staff were super nice, super cool, really just like upbeat, energetic. They made it really fun. So it was demos, and then the other primary thing, it was the photo ops. And this was the Nintendo magic. This was that little bit that made you just walk around and just like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. They probably had a lot of these. These are probably like displays, like the big statues and stuff you take pictures in front of. Probably stuff that they've had like previous PAXs and E3s, and they kind of just dug it all out and threw it all up there. The Pikmin 4 one must have been new, I imagine, but yeah, I don't know. Basically, it was just a bunch of really cool, like a whole little Animal Crossing area, and you pretend like you're fishing, and there's a little fire in the trees. Kirby and the Forgotten Land had a whole thing, and it looked like a street corner and that kind of thing. There were Pikmin. You could take a picture with the Pikmin and Ochi and all that. There was all sorts of cool stuff. That whole like Smash Bros area where they had different items in a big sandbag. You could pretend you were punching. It was super duper cool. And that was the element right there that was like, okay, next year, if they do Nintendo Live again, I gotta bring my nephew, because as you probably know, he's big on Nintendo. He would love it. Yeah, it's basically like a little theme park in there. They even had walk-around characters. There was a Kirby waddling around at one point, just moving just like an inch an hour, just waddling so slowly. It was adorable. They had like the Pokemon Paldean starters. It was just like, it was a little Nintendo world, and it was really cool. It was very just, I don't know. It was just very fun and kind of magical. But then there were other cool elements too. They had a bunch of tournaments. They had like, Mario Kart and all that stuff that you'd expect. Just a bunch of tournaments. They seemed like to always be going, and they, big, cool display. And it was just very well put together. They had a really nice, good-looking display up on top so you could watch the tournaments. And then they had live music. They had like a whole like Zelda orchestra kind of thing, and then like a Mario big band thing. And I missed the Zelda thing, but the Mario thing was really cool. It's a live band and everything, and it's cutting between like the musicians and Mario footage, and it was just, I don't know, it was fun. It was another just fun thing to engage in. It was just kind of happening, there was a lot of fun stuff just kind of happening around me all the time. One really cool thing about Nintendo Live, one real cool thing, you want to know what it is? It's the swag. There was loads of it. Just getting in like got me like a little like Nintendo Live bag, and it had like goodies and stuff in it. There was like a gold coin and stuff like that. And then like just playing the demos and stuff, they just give you stuff. Every single time I played Super Mario Bros. Wonder, they would give me an awesome, really nice little like Elephant Mario keychain. It was super good quality. They must have given out tens of thousands of these things. So many people were playing all the time. They really, I don't know, they just really wanted everyone to have a keychain. But then like other things, other just like demo stations, they would just give you pins and stuff. Like at the Pikmin 4 demo station, they just give you a little Pikmin pin. It was really cool. If I had like taken the time to go around playing the other demos, I wouldn't be surprised if there were just a bunch of other pins I could have gotten. They were quite generous to people who got in. So overall, the event was really cool. I am gonna nitpick slightly because it was awesome, but there were just a couple things about it that were a little bit weird. So like the lottery thing is already weird. That's already a very just like Nintendo thing. Makes you just go like, why? Just why? No, so here's what's funny is like, Yoshiller, he gets me in. I don't realize he like gets me in. Apparently we were going through the exit. I thought it was just the entrance. So I leave casually to go check out something. And then I'm trying to come back and there's a big sign that's like, oh, no. Reentry is this way, and it filters me back. I know this sounds like a stupid, boring story, but it's just, it goes along with the whole, like, why is Nintendo this way thing. It starts sending me through, like, a series of rooms. But, like, apparently, Nintendo rented out so much of the convention center just for, like, rooms to process lines of people, and a lot of these were, like, mostly empty, and I can't imagine how much money they spent just to have these rooms for people. And I had to, like, keep going through these long lines, and eventually I'm, like, halfway through this huge line, and a guy's like, oh, you have a wristband already, like, you're already, I'm like, yeah, it said Reentry was this way. So he brings me over and, like, takes apart the little fence, like, has to, like, lift it out of its socket to, like, get me in. And he's like, yeah, we really need a better way to do this. Like, they didn't have a system. Like, at PAX, you could go in and out. Whenever you want to go in, you wave your badge at the person at the door and they let you come in. Apparently not okay here. There were people at the door. You just weren't allowed to go in that way. You had to go through this long thing, and they did not have a system in place for re-entry for people who already had their badges. So, like, it was just really weird. And even when I got through, they were, like, not letting too many people in at a time. So I still ended up, like, getting back through the line was like a half-hour process just getting through. And that was with a re-entry, with a wristband. So that was weird. I know that's a really big aside. It was just, it's such a Nintendo thing. I've never experienced this kind of thing at PAX or any other event. It was just so, like, badly planned to let a person back in. Other thing, though, this is a big one. I don't understand this. I did not even catch it until someone pointed it out to me. In all of Nintendo Live, literally all of it, all of the standees and walkarounds and demos and promotional material, all of the little things that they gave me, the little coin and all the little, they gave me like a little fun activity book in my bag. Out of literally all of it, 0 Metroid. None. I'm not kidding. If 0. If there was any representation whatsoever at that event, I missed it. And it must have been small. They had Bayonetta stuff. They had Bayonetta stuff in the Smash items place. No Metroid. I did not see a single blip of Metroid in the whole thing. There's like little logos, and it'll be like, there's the Animal Crossing leaf, and there's a Mario mushroom, and a Mario star, and a Splatoon thing, and it's like you couldn't have sacrificed one Mario to put the Samus S in there? You could, like, one? None. I would have given anything for a cool Samus to take a picture next to. So that was a bummer, and I don't understand it, because they've really been, like, pushing for Metroid and really kind of bringing it back. You could have had one demo with Metroid Prime or Metroid Dread on it or something. It was weird. But those are minor gripes. Overall, Nintendo Live was really, really cool. Super fun. Really just kind of a bit of a, it was really just a lot of statues and demos of games that I already have, but like it had this really fun, special feel to it. It was just cool being in a place that was so wholly Nintendo themed. Everybody there is into Nintendo. The energy was just really good. They put on a really good show, or they made a really good event, and I sincerely hope that they keep doing it. I hope that it was worth it for them, that they do it again next year. So if you want to touch briefly on the rest of my PAX experience, like I said, I had my pillow in my backpack. I just lie down, just here and there. It was super casual. This is the first con kind of event thing that I have gone to where I did not meet up with any fans. And I felt kind of bad about it, but I was just like, still recovering, really tired. I didn't have the energy or the physical capability to like take a bunch of pictures and stuff. I just laid low. I hung out with friends and just kind of enjoyed myself. And it was nice. It was kind of a treat yourself kind of thing, I mean, like it was also a lot of work. I hung out with a lot of people, going to things like this. It's a lot of networking. I try to meet just as many YouTubers and streamers and stuff as possible. I met a bunch of cool new people, hung out with a bunch of older people that I already know. and it was a really good time. And yeah, I caught the completionist Catechris show. Incredibly good. I can't remember if they plan on doing it again in the future, but if they do, you gotta go. It's incredibly good. Gerard and Caddy are two of like some of my favorite people in the entire world. They're just so cool. They're so nice. They're everything good that you get from them, like on the YouTube screen, except like even more, you know what I mean? Like their real life selves are just, I just love them. If either of you are listening to this, I love you guys. You're so cool. It was so much fun hanging out. And then you got the guys I'm always hanging out with at cons and stuff. You know, shout out to Ant Dude and Xeon and company. I got to meet, who did I meet? I met Rogers Base. I met Just Jess, super cool, super fun to hang out with. Basically, it was just a really good trip, and I'm really glad I went. And I just was cooped up in the house, being in such a bad state physically for so long. It was very therapeutic to get out there. So I had fun, and I'm doing better, and I had a great time. That is the end of my story, my friends. Oh yeah, and at the Fangamer booth, I didn't buy anything for myself, but I bought my nephew that like really nice illustrated Stardew Valley guidebook thing. This is really cool. He's super into Stardew Valley. If you attended Nintendo Live and or PAX or whatever, I would love to hear about your experience down in the comments. And for any of you who missed PAX but are in the area, I might be at Portland Retro Gaming Expo in October. Not sure yet. Maybe. I really want to go. I'm not sure though. I love you. Bye.